Most chalk lines will already come with the line installed, and they'll have a bottle of chalk in the package, and you will have to load it with chalk. It's very easy to do. You take the end off where the string goes in, you unscrew it, you take your chalk, you turn it upside down, and you fill it from the top. I fill it a little bit. It's going to be loose chalk, so it's going to fill up really fast. So you take the back side and you tap it on a table or just up against your hand, and you let that chalk settle. You do that a few times until you got a nice full chalk line. You can overfill it. Nothing bad happens if you overfill it, except for a lot of chalk comes out the end as soon as you pull the string. So there's a fill line on most of these, and if there's not, something a little bit past halfway is going to give you what you need, and it's going to keep it from just being so much chalk. Once you have filled it full of chalk, extend your line all the way out and re-roll it in. And when you re-roll it in, that's going to get chalk across all of your line. Shake it up, and I do that a few times if I really want to get it all the way down. If you're only using the first 8 to 10 to 12 feet, then just really concentrate on the first 8 to 10, 12 feet. Pull it out, suck it back in, shake it up, and over time it's going to get completely coated. But that first all the way out and all the way back in should coat the line enough that you're not having to worry about not having chalk as you pull it out the first time. And then finally, on your chalk line, there are a number of different types of chalk that you can put in your chalk line that changes both the visibility and the permanence level of the chalk. So this is a blue chalk that I have this loaded with here, which is this one. And if you look on the front, it's a permanence level of 1. It's what I like to keep in a lot of my chalk lines, just because most of the work that I do, I'm popping and then I'm working right away. So if you're cutting lumber, for example, you pop the line and then you cut it right after. You're not needing this line to be visible the next day or a week later. So blue's a great general purpose, not very permanent line. A step up from blue is orange, which has a permanence level of 2 and really makes a nice line. I do find that sometimes on lighter lumber, they can blend a little bit. It doesn't stand out quite as much as the blue, but it's going to give me a little bit more permanence. So if I'm coming back maybe the next day, I'm still going to be able to see this line here where the blue can get swept off really easy. But the inverse is true too. If I want something to be able to be swept off really easy, I don't want to use a very permanent chalk like either the red or the black. This is a step up. This is a 3 in permanence. It makes a really nice dark line, and it's going to be there for quite a while, but it will be able to be removed. This, the red, is about as permanent as you can get. And I don't grab this for very much except for framing. If you need to pop a line where there's going to be a wall, you use this and it's going to be there for a very long time. It's not completely permanent. It will fade and be rained away or maybe eroded away, but it lasts a very long time. I would not use one chalk line with multiple different colors of chalk. It just isn't very practical. These aren't that expensive. If you need a permanent chalk line, then get a chalk line and have it filled with your red. If you need a non-permanent, have a chalk line and filled with the blue. Or you might say, you know what, I need something a little bit more than blue because I need it to last a day or two, but I don't want it to be there in a week or 2 weeks or a month. And so you want to go with the orange, or you just like the way the orange looks better. So you have a lot of different options. I don't consider this a fill up a chalk line with different colors depending on what you need to use it for. I would say pick 1 or 2 colors that are your favorite, that give you the performance that you need, and then buy 1 or 2 chalk lines and fill those only with that color and that permanence. So you might have a non-permanent version and a permanent version both in your tool bag depending on what your job is that day.